Hey everybody here on YouTube. I just wanted to let you know that this episode this video is basically me recording my podcast, which is Fan Day Radio. And you can actually subscribe to Fan Day Radio by going over to lizforaday.com/iTunes, and then you'll see current and past episodes there of Fan Day Radio. So I just wanted to let you know that this is kind of a talking head video. So if it's not something that you're interested in, then I'll see you on the next video. But I encourage you to stay and kind of see where I'm going with my life, where I'm going with the YouTube channel, and also with the blog. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the podcast. Welcome to Fan Day Radio, your passport to life as I live it. I'm your host, Elizabeth, and I'm living and running and recording in sunny Central Florida in my podcast studio. You can catch me over at lizforaday.com, and just remember that all mentioned links will be in the show notes. So for those of you that are listening, you can also see the video of this episode over on YouTube as well. And for those of you that are watching, you can listen by going over to iTunes, and you can do that by just putting in lizforaday.com/iTunes, and it will take you to the current and past episodes. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, just know this is actually my second run through recording this, because for some reason the whole thing just bombed out, and I really contemplated on whether I wanted to re-record it or not, because I put a lot of work into that episode. But nonetheless, here I am. I'm doing it again. So first of all, I just want to say I'm not going to apologize for it being so quiet on the blog and on YouTube and on the podcast. You know, life happens with everybody else. And so, things happen that kind of affected my psyche and my body last year in 2015. I was committed to start my fitness over again and really get the podcast going. And none of that happened. The wheels kind of fell off of everything, and it fell off in a bad way. So I gained a whole lot of weight, and, everything was just kind of in chaos. So I'm back on track now, so to speak. I'm taking baby steps to get back on track. And I lost like 20 pounds at the beginning of the year. I'm kind of steady with my weight right now, and I didn't do any exercise and didn't do any fitness, and I really missed it because, I really enjoy running. And so what I've been doing is kind of cleaning my life up and cleaning things up as well. And part of my life is blogging and doing the podcast, and also, recording videos, because I always felt like, part of my purpose here was to share my life. I have some interesting things in my life, or some things that I do well. And I thought that if I shared those things with you all, then I could actually add value to your life. And then, you can use these things for yourself. And so that's why I blog and I do the podcast and I record videos. Now, I will say, and I've said this all along, that if nobody ever came to the blog, if nobody ever watched the YouTube channel, if no one ever listened to the podcast, it would still be okay with me, because I really do it for myself, and then the world gets the benefit from it. So with the blog, I've kind of been cleaning things up, because I found that it was a bit of a mess, actually, and it's back from when I actually switched hosting companies. And it wasn't that the hosting companies were bad. It was just that, things like that just happen when you make the switch. So I was on GoDaddy, and I switched the blog over to Bluehost, which is a great hosting company. But what I found by going back through some of the posts is that some of the images were missing, and like the words were all jumbled together, and the pages weren't formatted right, and it was just a big mess. So I'm taking some baby steps to go back through and kind of fix those things up as well. Now, I just want you to know that I didn't really realize how many blog posts that I actually have. So here's a few factoids for you. I have over 330 published blog posts over on Liz for a Day. And all those blog posts are all about fitness, health, and travel. Those three things. And it was a great way for me to kind of journalize things and kind of look back at the years past and kind of see what I was doing, like what I was doing wrong, what I was doing right, what I could have been doing better, how I was feeling about things. And so I really enjoyed using the blog as kind of like a journal. That was the best journal for me. I tried doing writing journals and it didn't really work out that well for me, but I really love doing the blog itself. And so I was kind of surprised at how many blog posts I actually had. I didn't really realize it. And then on the YouTube channel, I have over 70 plus videos, and they're all of the same thing. And it's all about, me sharing my life with you in 70 different videos, health, fitness, and everyday stuff, and travel. So you just have to go over to the YouTube channel if you're not viewing it over here at the YouTube channel. So that is quite awesome. So again, I'm just kind of cleaning things up, making it better, trying to make it more visible for people to find it and be more consistent by posting content on a regular basis. So I'm trying to get back to that. I'm taking baby steps towards that. So I wanted to tell you also kind of some things that I've adopted in my life within the last year and what I've been doing. And then going forward, we can kind of hit on some of those topics. But I've been really immersed in the planning community. Now, I didn't know there was a planning community until I got my first planner. And I actually saw a video about a planner and I decided I wanted that planner. And the planner was Erin Condren. So I did purchase an Erin Condren planner. And if you are listening to this, you can go over to YouTube and you can see exactly what I'm talking about because I'm holding it up on the screen. But I use the Erin Condren planner for more like decorating. I decorate the planner and I use it for like memories. Not really scrapbooking. I don't do like a whole bunch of scrapbooking, but I do like to decorate the planner. It kind of gives me a creative outlet, you would say. And I really like that a lot. And so I'm actually going to record a plan with me. They call them plan with me's, where you decorate the planner on camera. So I want to do that after I get done with this. And so that'll be posted up. So I do that once a week. And so what I found was that when you're doing the planner, like the stickers that you buy to put inside the planners, it can become kind of pricey and it's an addictive habit. So you can imagine that, you do this over time and you keep purchasing the stickers, you can really spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars, as the years go on. And this is my second year going into planning this way. So what I did was I purchased a Cricut die cutting machine, and that machine I can print my own stickers. Now I'm good at learning software and I don't draw or anything, but I still was able to create some really fantastic stickers. But what I found was, I share these on my channel and I usually only use my stickers and it wasn't available for anybody else. And so I kind of felt guilty about that. So what I did was I opened up an Etsy shop and I started uploading the actual stickers, and I'm just going to show the audience here what they kind of look like. So these actually have the bleed on them, so this actual set will be posted up on Etsy pretty soon, and I just want to give you kind of an idea of what they look like. And so I started posting these up so they could be available to other people as well. Now they're cut and print, so I'm not shipping any stickers out. I don't even want to get into the shipping sticker business because to me it's not worth my time to do it that way, but I still wanted to be able to share it with my planner community. So I'll have a link to the Etsy shop in the show notes as well, and the shop name is Pleasant Creations Co. And so with that, I have several planners, and one of them is for work, and I don't decorate that one at all. So I'm not like crazy decorating person, but I'm close, and I do like putting the stickers inside of the planner. Now, speaking of shops, actually this year I opened up an Amazon store, and the name of my store is Smart Seller. And if you want to see what I sell in the Amazon store, you can go to the link that's going to be in the show note as well. I'm not going to go into the Amazon shop, but that's something that I do also. So I spend my time, shipping things out for that, and then I still have my Twitter marketing consulting business as well. So I keep pretty busy when it comes to work. And but one thing that I really wanted to do was kind of just organize my life. So I've just been organizing like crazy, and organizing my house, organizing my mind, organizing my routines, trying to develop some routines. And I was able to do that by using the planner, and also doing a little shopping as well. Because, sometimes we like to shop. I'm not like a big clothes shopper, but I do like shopping for things to organize my home. And what I found for me to organize my home, I wanted to do it in an inexpensive manner because I don't have a lot of money to do all these things. So one thing that I did was I started going to the dollar store. I got rid of my cable, and so YouTube is like my friend. I'm always researching and looking at what other people do, and I saw how people were really using dollar store items to not decorate, but organize their home. And so I decided I was going to start doing that, and boy, I hit the jackpot. I didn't realize the dollar store had so much and you only had to spend so little when it comes to the money that you have. So I started buying like all sorts of containers. I'm actually showing a container on the screen, and I love these containers. I like the clear containers that you can see through them at the bottom and then also at the top. And I'm going to label this because that's how I'm living my life. I'm labeling everything. And so whenever I go out, I just purchase a whole bunch of these containers. And, when I see like items, I gather them up and put them together. And the containers come in all different sizes, which makes it very wonderful and easy to really kind of put things together. So you'll see, if you're watching the YouTube channel, you'll also see some how-to organizing videos as well, because I think that's important when it comes to your lifestyle. And this is all about lifestyle when you're here with Liz at Liz for a Day. And so but I will mention that I did kind of shop my house first and see if I had ways that I could organize things without going out and purchasing more stuff. So that's something that you can kind of do also. Kind of take stock of what you have and then start really kind of getting things organized. Makes it easier to find stuff. And so I was eating really badly at the beginning of the year. I had been vegetarian for a very long time, and I started back eating meat. I wasn't eating a lot, but I was eating enough where I put on a substantial amount of weight. And I was feeling substantially unhealthy, and my body was showing it. And when I went to the doctor, my blood work was crazy, and I got high cholesterol and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I knew I had to do something ASAP because I don't want to be sick because of what I eat, because that's one thing that you can control. And I just refuse to take medication if I can change the way that I eat. So I've been doing lots of research on, foods. And so I'm pulling myself back and going back to a plant-based diet, because that's much more healthier. And I think that will alleviate all of my health problems by doing that, which I've already started reversing since the beginning of the year. I lost 20 pounds at the beginning of the year. Yay for me. I'm glad I lost the 20 pounds because, I can't run like that. And I didn't do any exercise. I just changed the way that I was eating. And I was still eating fish, and I was eating predominantly whole foods. But I still eat processed foods, and I'm still like a sugar junkie. And I'm trying to get rid of that sugar thing, but it's hard. So right now I try to eat over to the vegan side. So I eat more vegan meals. I'm trying to eliminate the dairy and the oil out of my foods as well, because I've been doing lots of research on it. And I know it's just not good for your body. And I feel better. My mind is clearer. My body is really feeling lighter, and it's better for me when I do start exercising. Which that brings me to exercise. But before I go into exercise, let me just also say that I call myself an uncommitted diet type of eater. Or should I say, I don't say I'm a meat eater. I don't say I'm a vegetarian anymore. I don't say I'm a vegan eater, because I do what's best for me when it comes to that. And right now it's plant-based, and I'll probably stay on plant-based, but I don't want to say I'm vegan, because some vegans are very militant. They say you can't use that word unless you throw out all your leather products. You don't support companies that support the meat industry, and go in your refrigerator, throw everything out. It's like they're kind of like really kind of crazy. And it's not all vegans, but they really give vegans a bad rap. And so I just say I'm just uncommitted. And when I go someplace, I just tell people I eat a plant-based diet, and that's good enough. It's good for my body. So back to the exercise. So I was reading some of my posts on the blog as I was kind of sweeping around and cleaning up and dusting things off and, putting books back on the bookshelf. I actually was reading some of my old posts when I was working out and training for a half marathon. And, for the last few years, I had really been thinking about doing another half marathon. Yeah, another half marathon. And so I decided to commit to doing another half marathon. And I already announced it over on the YouTube channel. So once you say it out loud, then you have to do it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to be doing another half marathon. And the marathon that I picked is going to be on April 23rd. So it is now, when I'm recording this, it's the end of August. So I have plenty of time to get ready for it. Now, what I'll be doing differently than I did for the Disney half marathon is I'm really going on a training plan, which I didn't really have when I did the Disney. I was in Afghanistan and working in Iraq, and I was traveling a lot, and work was super crazy, and I really didn't have the resources. I couldn't run outside. It was just a crazy kind of plan. I did the half marathon. It almost killed me. I almost didn't want to do another one after that, but it was because my training was really, it wasn't really training. I called it training because that's all I knew. So now I want to go on a more regimented plan. I'll have to do it for myself because, I don't have money to pay a coach or a trainer to help me with. So what I decided to do is I got this book. Well, actually, this book is Marathoning for Mortals, and it's by John the Penguin Bingham and Coach Jenny Hatfield. And they collaborated to do a book for beginning marathoners. And so I really like this book, and I've had it since about 2013, so about 3 years. They actually did this book in 2010, and all the information in here is still relevant, believe it or not. And so I had this book kind of in my reference library, and it was kind of sitting there getting some dust. And I thought, let me open this book up and see what I could use. And so they actually have some training plans amongst other things in here. They have some training plans here. I'll just kind of pull this up to the camera if you're watching and you can see. And I decided to adapt one of the training plans so that I can actually have a better plan of attack when it comes to running, instead of just going all full out and just run as fast as I can for as long as I can. I'm actually going to do a plan this time, and I think it's going to work out for me. Now, the whole cycle of this training plan it's a little bit over 90 days, and so with the marathon that I picked, I'll actually be able to go through the cycle of this training twice. And which is excellent, because then I can really get a feel and see how it's going to go for me during the first cycle, and then I may have to adjust in the second cycle. So I'm definitely going to do that. Now, I do know that during this first cycle, I am going to have some traveling going on for about a week, but I think a week is going to be okay. Your muscles remember things, so I do have good muscle memory. Now, I will say that I already started the training. I started just a few days ago. Today is day 3. And today is a rest day, so it was a perfect day to actually do the podcast. And so day 1 was run 3 minutes, walk 2 minutes, and repeat 7 times. And I actually have on my telephone, I have an app to do Tabata training. And Tabata training is basically it's interval training, and it really helps with this. So it allows you to have some warm-up time, then you do the intervals, and then you have some warm down time. So it's like perfect for this type of training. And then day 2 was cross training, and there's lots of ways you can do cross training. So I picked yoga, so I started doing yoga. I found some beginner yoga training on YouTube, so I'll be using that. And I just I recorded myself doing yoga, and I didn't look too bad, but I didn't look too good either. But you have to just do things at your own pace when it comes to stuff like that. And it felt good. It didn't feel bad. This lady, she really kind of like starts you like really slow into the yoga, and I like that a lot, because I think that's yoga is intimidating when you see like the people that do yoga all the time, and they've been doing it for years and years, and they could stand on their heads, and they could twist their bodies all kind of ways and hold their whole body up on their baby finger and all that stuff. It's just kind of crazy, so it's intimidating, but you don't have to do all that. You do what you can when it comes to things like this. And so that's what I actually am attempting to do, is to try to, just take things slow and start from the beginning and then build myself up using baby steps. So yoga helps me to relax. After I did it, my body felt really good. I got a good stretch because I ran the day before. So I was only just a little bit sore. I could feel after the yoga, I could actually feel like the I guess, things kind of working themselves out, especially around the hip area, which is great because, when I ran, everything felt perfect. It was a good run. And I think because it was a nice interval plan. So I'm really excited to kind of stick with that when it comes to the marathon training. So again, I have like 2 cycles to do that, and it's going to be in April. So if anybody wants to join me, they can. So I'm going to be posting my progress, and I'm going to be posting things about my training. I'm doing videos and all that stuff. So always happy to share. Now, another thing that I've been doing is hydroponics, and I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me about the hydroponics, and they told me about all this big gardening they had, and they said it's so easy to start, and they actually gave me a few little pieces of equipment, which I'll tell you is cheap and, or should I say affordable? I don't like using the word cheap. It's affordable, and I started doing it, and I have plants growing in my kitchen. So, and I'll show some shots of some of the hydroponics. I have some herbs growing in the window, and one day I was eating some broccoli that I bought from the grocery store, and the piece that I didn't eat, I stuck it in some water, and it started growing. So I think I got a green thumb, y'all. And so I just went on ahead and I started that growing. It has roots and everything. And so I was really excited and motivated about the hydroponic garden. So I'm going to be growing a lot of stuff. I eat vegetables, so the more vegetables I can have, the better. So I suspect it's probably going to take me a few years to get like a sustainable garden for me and my family. But I think I can do it. So I'm going to try it. Like I said, it's very easy. All you need is like a lot of water and some containers and make some bubbles, and you can get it going. But I'm going to be posting about that as well. So that's about it for today, and probably enough. I didn't want this to go on for too long, and plus, remember, I already recorded this once, and actually I think this one is the better episode, so that's a plus for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to sign off. And just make sure that you head over to iTunes and you rate this podcast. That would make it great for me, make it easier for people to find it, and I would greatly appreciate it. So with that said, I would like to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and there'll be more coming up. I have tons of videos that are going to be coming up on the channel as well. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, I want to thank you. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up because that helps people to find more videos just like this. And I love to hear your comments about what you think about the podcast. And once again, I'm just going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.